Someone's in the kitchen with Birdie. Someone's in the kitchen with Bird.
And the bird is on the counter with the mask the kid was wearing earlier, and I didn't like that. And then the kid's like, you really hurt me, as his arm is split in fucking half like a hot dog bun. Welcome, horrible people, to the Horrorble Opinions Podcast. As always, I'm your terrifyingly confused host, Kenny.
I'm always gaping Daniel.
I guess I'm balls. Ryan.
I can tell we're all excited to talk about 2022's men. Specifically, what men did in the year of 2022. It was a good year for men.
Great year for men.
We took back our masculinity.
Every year is a good man year, I think.
It's great to be a man. Don't have to give birth.
I don't have to, but I do.
We all are equally handsome, the exact same handsome.
Same level. That's equality.
Equality. Men,
Equity?
We did it. Equity?
It's equity.
Equity. Equitable. Look, today we talked to you about the movie that broke Ryan.
I've prepared a poem.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Allow me.
Ha ha.
Men, oh men, the movie of 2022 leaves me feeling all shades of blue. It portrays the plight of patriarchy and highlights the toxic masculinity. The storyline's powerful and raw, but the message tears at my car. That rhymes a little off. Why do some men turn so cruel? Why can't they see the harm they do? The cast performances are superb, each line, each scene, a skillful curve. But the pain of reality hits too close, and the film's message darker than most. Yet hope still sparkles amidst the gloom, as the characters search for a new tune, a future where balance and respect reign, and men's love and kindness aren't in vain. Men, oh men, what a challenging watch, but it's one we must all endure and botch, till our society changes its act, and harmful masculinity faces the axe.
I know what boys like. I know what boys want.
I might have had
TPA,
GPA. I don't know what the hell.
Chat GPT.
AI helped me write that.
I too wrote a poem.
Yeah, and it goes a little something
2022's
like
men.
this.
It goes like this. Men. Men. Will we see your dick? Your little prick. Will you thrust them over and over into our face? Give me some space. That space out the window. How fast will you fall? Will you see my face? I see your face. Men.
Harriet. Hard-hearted harbinger of haggis.
Oh my god. I hope you all watch this movie, sat down with your families, and watch this movie before you listen to this episode. Although my notes, I don't think are going to do this justice.
Synopsis.
This is going to be... Yeah, hit us with the synopsis. Who wants to synopsisize this?
I'll take a swing.
Oh, yeah. You're just
a lady.
You don't know her name? Oh my god. In this movie,
a lady. This movie with only 4 characters.
Harper Connolly.
Harper.
Isn't Harper Conley someone else? And Charlene Harris is...
It is. We only get, her first name's Harper. We don't know her last name. Well, yeah. No, we do. It's Mrs. something, but it's not Mrs. that anymore.
Her husbando died, and she is going through grief. And I'm fluttering here. I'm failing. She retreats to the woods for some self-therapy. The English countryside. Some supernatural things happen with the men in this country, in this English village countryside. Yeah.
Now, she's in the English countryside, so how many crocs does she fight?
Oh, there are no crocs.
That we've seen because she's having, like, delusions, and she doesn't actually see it. So, like, there was a croc, but it had Rory Kinnear's face on it.
Hey, Ryan, how long did it take you to realize that all the men were played by the same person? Except for the one man.
The birthing scene.
Wait, it took you that long?
the entire time I'm looking at them and I'm having uncanny valley because something is wrong. I'm like,
even the little boy?
I knew the little boy's face had to be CGI because it didn't look like a little boy. It looked like a man, little boy. It looked like a man, little boy.
Looking like a... Do you have that, like, brain disease where you have, like, face blindness? Because Rory, the guy who plays Joffrey and every other man in this, has a very... He has a face. I mean...
He does have a face.
The little boy, it's his face. I don't know.
It's the vicar.
The vicar, that's his face.
It's his face.
They're all his face.
Yeah,
the bartender.
I mean, yeah, they're all his face, but I just looked at him like, something's wrong with everyone's face. What's wrong with everyone's face?
Oh, it's that guy's face, and there's something wrong with that guy. But even that guy, do you think that was his real face? Like, do you think Jeffrey was the only one who really had that face, and then just because that was the first man she's seen, it was imposed onto everyone else's? Or was that even his face? And if that wasn't even his face, why is it this man's face we're seeing everywhere?
That is
shit.
That is Jeffrey's face.
Okay. So why are we putting Jeffrey on every dude?
This movie
because
Go ahead, Daniel.
Jeffrey's, I would say, is the only decent dude.
No, it's just the first dude she's seen.
I think it's the first dude she sees, because Jeffrey steps in it a few times.
True, but he's not like, he's not malicious.
That's true. He's got that British, like, oh shit, I really stepped in it this time, didn't you, Jeffrey?
Then again, I take it all back. Jeffrey sucks.
You should take it back. So, okay, this is a trip of a fucking movie. This is A24 at its weirdest. This is... You don't know what you're going to get coming in this movie. Ryan, Daniel, did you guys see the trailer before you watched this?
No,
I just read a lot of things like, oh, men are going to hate this.
Yeah, Daniel, you and I watched this before we even started the podcast, if I recall, right?
Yeah.
Because we were like, man, we should make Ryan watch this one day, because I don't want to watch this again. But I would watch it with Ryan. And then we made the schedule for the pod, and we're like, oh, shit, we're going to have to watch this again. And I regretted that decision. Because it's worth watching once, but my brain doesn't like to put itself through that again. It's good, but goddamn, it's fucking thick. 3 C's.
Thick as oatmeal, yeah.
Now, we're going to dive into it, but...
When you say thick, okay.
I don't think it is thick. Actually.
I think this movie is a Rorschach. It's you get out of it what you bring to it. And I don't think there's as much going on in this movie as there was in Hereditary.
Agreed.
So Hereditary takes some active sleuthing to know what's actually going on. This one, it's clear what's going on.
It's on the nose. By thick in this one, I mean heavy. It's a dense subject. It's It's a dark subject. It's a very real subject presented to you in a very odd way.
I would say fairy tale almost way.
Dev, you could see this as a this is almost a Deltorian.
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and classify things as Deltorian.
I'd say this has horror elements, but it leans closer to fantasy.
It has a dryad.
The what?
A dryad.
I did say fucking druids at one point.
Not a druid, a DRYAD.
I know they're closely related. Why do you say dryad and not druid?
What are you referring to?
Because all the dryads I know are like ladies covered in leaves, and this dude was covered in leaves.
So it's a Gaiad, but I thought dryads were actually like tree people.
Yeah, he's a tree person.
Are you talking about the Green Man?
Yeah.
That's Celtic.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
I know things too.
His name is Rory Kinnear, so that could be Celtic.
Well, hold on, let's look up the origin of dryad.
I was so happy in the church scene when we see the image of the Green Man's face. And because back in high school, I used to look up crap like that. I'm like, I know exactly what that is. That's the Green Man. And then it went over to the other side of the lady, and I'm like, I have no idea what that is.
It's a tree nymph or tree
is it
spirit.
Called the Green Man?
In Greek
Green
mythology.
Man. Trickster, nature-based, also like a symbol for rebirth, growth. So
what?
I think, are we all on the same page? Like that are the people she interacts with really there, and she has just superimposed Jeffrey's face upon them? Or has she met Jeffrey, he he bounces, and then every other interaction she has in this village is a figment of her imagination.
I don't think we can really know for sure. I'm going to say yes and no. I'm going to say some are real interaction. I'm going to say possibly the first interaction she has with each person is real. And then after that, they now live in her headspace where they can pop. Because as soon as they start ninjaing out of existence, every time a light blinks, they're not there.
I can do that.
She goes to the bar. I believe all three of those people are there. Why? Because she leaves and we still see those people interacting in there. Sure, we could be seeing everything from the perspective of her brain, and her brain could have been filling in the details after she left. Like, I bet that's what they're doing. But that's not as fun to me. I like to think that there are three dudes that are just like very confused by that lady at that point.
What is this movie about?
Don't be a dick.
But we do sure see a lot of it.
We do. We finally get dicks in a movie. And if this is the kind of movie we have to get dicks in a movie, I think I'm good on dicks.
Yeah, I don't want any more dicks, please.
I don't want
enough dicks.
No more dicks.
Por favor.
No more dicks.
I won't
Also,
ask
though,
again, I promise.
If that was Rory's penis,
I believe
that
it
man
was.
hangs dong. That thing, he was in the distance, and that thing was a trunk. I swear I could see veins
Now,
from that distance.
funny
I was watching
fact.
it in 1080 too, not 4K.
Funny fact, Kenny. I don't know if it's funny, but interesting fact. Even his penis was Rory. It was just a little Rory that they put on his body. Yes.
Well, I'd say it's a big Rory.
So it's Rory's all the way down.
All the way down, it's Rory's. Oh, fuck. Okay, look. This is one of those movies where if you're still trying to get your popcorn, walking in there to sit down and get settled after it's already started playing, right off the bat, you missed a key detail.
What'd I miss?
We get Harper in her room.
Men? Is that the
It's
one?
rated mid. A blink and you miss it. A guy just drops outside her window in the rain. And it's like, whoa. And I think the first time I watched it, I blinked and missed that. Because I'm like, I didn't know we showed him dying already. Now, of course, it's a rewatch for me, so I knew that was her husband. What did you think was going on with that, Ryan, since this was your first watch?
I thought this was some kind of... What did I think? Because it's very... The film grade on it has like this red filter, so everything's like kind of reddish toned. And I'm like, this can't be real. This is not real. This is something in someone's head, like a memory of something, but it's been distorted, or it's some kind of simulation, or I didn't think it was real.
Well, it's not real. It's in
and
a
it might
movie.
not have been, or not exactly real. Because if it's her memory of what happened, then it's definitely not real. Because she's distorting everything just to make herself feel more guilty.
Unreliable narrator. Yeah, beating the shit out of herself. So that's how we open, and then we cut to some shitty music, like a Enya music video, and this is where the common quote comes to mind.
Whoa, shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry, world's biggest Enya fan.
Who can say who's a douchebag? I see a douchebag. His name is
Kenny.
Look at these fucking Enya fans.
How? You show me one person hanging balls outside, hanging out with the leaf man, the green man who's not an Enya fan, okay? You know?
You show me one person who wants to hang out with the green man Enya fan.
You show me one person who wants to hang out with an Enya fan.
Me?
No, you are the Enya fan. You can't pick yourself.
Well, I mean, you're going to have to hang out with yourself, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to hang out with myself. I'm going to create a whole cast of characters. I'm just going to put your face on them, Kenny.
Oh, God. It's going to be one handsome cast of characters.
That's right.
I put down a quote here. It doesn't rock enough. Michael Scott, Jadar.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it. So she's driving off to the countryside, and she's walking up to this house, and she goes through these tall-ass, dense-ass hedges. Hedges are fucking cool.
Yeah, I know. We should get hedges.
Like, yeah, they'd probably help slow down a car from, like, crashing through the fucking house.
I don't want hedges in the front. I want hedges in the back, so then the neighbors can't see me naked cooking.
Oh, that's fair. Also, they have to purposely be looking in our kitchen to see in our kitchen, because they got no reason to be over there. But, like, those hedges were tall, they were well, like, trimmed. I'm like, hedges like that look cool, man. Little bushes, fuck that. But give me like a 10-foot hedge. I'm going to have a hedge one day. It's going to be great.
I'm going to have a hedgehog.
Now she walks into this yard, and there's a fruit tree, an apple tree. And first off, like, you got to treat that to keep the bugs away. Then you see a creepy dude in the window with his Jeffrey, Well, she's just being a dude.
It's just a guy in the window. You're saying he's creepy.
Yeah, well, and then I'm like, oh, take a bite of the forbidden fruit?
Yeah, I also, I'm like...
Alternatively, maybe these fruits have gone bad, and now, once she takes a bite of this fruit, she's tripping the whole time.
Tripping balls.
I like that. I thought, is this a biblical reference? Is she, like, taking from the tree of knowledge, right, and biting, and then...
It is, but Jeffrey says so.
Well, yeah, he says that, but that's not what happens, because what...
He actually says both things that I said, though. The forbidden fruit, and then he said, yeah, and then the wasps come out when they all fall to the ground. It's like, yes, because the apple trees in my parents' yard, fucking wasps and bees everywhere when those things fall.
Wasps in the UK. I'm going to say that.
White Anglo-Saxon Protestants? Probably everywhere.
Yeah, man.
I guess you got me there.
Who can say where the wasps go?
But did you catch Ryan right there when he said Mrs. and then she very quickly was like, Harper, like, got rid of that Mrs. immediately.
I figured divorced or... Okay, so at this point, I thought she's been abused and she was running away into hiding.
I mean, that's kind of still right.
I did not think dead.
Well...
That's on me.
That's on you. So we get to meet Jeffrey, played by, Rory Kinnear? I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but do you guys recognize him?
Yeah,
he's in Game of Thrones.
Is he?
He was in a couple of the Bond movies.
Did you know he played like 5 characters in this movie? Not everyone notices that on the first watch.
It was 10 it was 10 characters, Ryan. That's how bad you did. It was 10 fucking characters.
Okay, all right. So there's Jeffrey, there's Jeffrey, then there's police officer, there's vicar.
Yeah.
There's rude boy.
Yeah.
There's bartender.
Mm-hmm.
There's bar patron number 1, bar patron number 2.
Yep. And
okay.
Green Man.
There's Green Man.
Oh god. Oh yeah. Naked Green. He was Green Man. That's 8. There's 2 more?
Pretty sure there's 10. Let me double check.
I'm thinking real. Was he that Black Crow as well?
Black Crows, Rory. No, it says 10. But let's see if they list
We
them
only
out.
list 8.
Can only come up with 8.
Yeah.
Was he one of the hedges?
He might have been one of the hedges. I can't find a quick list of all the character names because they only have him listed as Jeffrey or Joffrey.
But
I remember reading it. It was 10.
Stepped in it again, Joffrey.
Stepped in it again, Joffrey. He was in Penny Dreadful.
Wait, who was he in Penny Dreadful?
Well, in the first Penny Dreadful, he was John Clare the Creature. And he was in
Is that the
Penny
Frankenstein
Dreadful's City
monster?
of Angels. Yes. And then he in the City of Angels reboot type thing, which I didn't watch, he was Peter Krupp.
Okay, I didn't watch the reboot, but maybe I shall.
He's also in Our Flag Means Death.
Don't know what that means. I guess it means death, but...
It's a hell of a show. What I'm saying is, I fucking love this guy, and it was hilarious seeing all his different...
balls.
His face on all these different things. And I hope he got paid
for each shot of his balls. Yeah, I hope so too.
For each shot of his balls, yeah.
I'm sure he got paid at least as much as a lady does for nude scenes, right?
Oh yeah, you gotta get paid more for hanging dong. That's really, that could really ruin his reputation.
Men should be paid more.
They should be paid more. Man.
Men.
Everything's so cool over there. This house is 500 years old and it's still standing. You get a 100-year-old house here and it's fucking shit. Look at there, it's like, yeah. Shakespeare had sex with a goat in that corner. I'm like, God, that's so cool.
Is it though?
In the kitchen, there's some Roman numerals, I think it came out to 2013 when I looked it up. It was 2003 or 2013. I don't know what that means. It was just something I know. I'm like, ooh, numbers. What are they going to represent? Oh, I don't know.
Ryan with his fucking numbers.
Nothing.
I was too busy looking at that China hutch, and I don't like China hutches. You're not ever going to eat off of that China, and oh, look at these plates you're displaying.
I eat off my mom's China when she's not here.
And then I said, nice house, be a shame if a car drove through it.
It would be.
Also, question to the British audience.
Yeah. Is
the electric kettle the number one top invention of all time for them over there?
No, it's probably
what would you say you could have one invention
probably the car.
No, I think they could do it
maybe
without going to work.
refrigeration.
You think they care about cold stuff? They want a nice hot cuppa.
Hot cup of mud.
We need a piano room.
This movie, we don't. Well, look.
Okay, look.
You don't
listen.
I don't want to kill. So the movie is at least 2 hours long.
No,
it's an hour and 40 minutes.
It's an hour 40 minutes.
Oh God, it feels so long.
It does.
And I don't know if I would cut anything out of it, which is fine. It's just not a lot. Well, I guess not. It's not that not a lot happens.
We can't go through this beat by beat like we do some movies. The whole thing is a mush. Time doesn't flow in this movie. It all happens at once in your head. Like you watch it and you're just like, what the fuck did I just experience?
I think you can go beat by beat.
I can do little beats here or there, but I cannot tell you every detail of every little thing because I'm just staring and listening. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
The beat goes on.
Let me hit what I think the big thing, first thing that we have is, and what made me go onto the internet to look up the difference between a metaphor, symbolism, and an allegory. And I will explain the difference because I had to explain it to me.
But no similes?
No similes, because then I went and read a review, and I'm like, you're misusing the word metaphor. That's not what that is. So when we get to, she goes on her walk, and we get to the tunnel.
The tunnel!
And yeah, so she's
secret tunnel.
She's singing to herself.
Secret tunnel.
And I'm like, okay, wonderful. Representation of her path to wellness. Like literally, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Beautiful. This scene goes on for so long, but it's kind of cool. Magical, I guess. I don't know what's happening though.
That is the highlight of the trailer that they continued to show for months before the movie was released.
Yeah.
I would have recreated the scene from The Grinch.
What happens in The Grinch?
I'm an idiot. You're an idiot.
Oh.
You know. I want to do fun tunnel things.
This is a big tunnel, big ass tunnel.
It's a big tunnel. And when you stare into the void stares back. But I'd also sing Barbara Ann.
Well, she woke that poor homeless dude up with her fucking screeching in there.
I know, right?
Lurks.
How rude.
And he woke up and he said, "Shut the fuck up, you fucking cunt." And it's weird when I say it.
But it was real natural when he said it.
Yeah, I can't say the C word without having like a hitch.
Yeah, so her path to recovery is blocked by
a man.
And she runs away, and then she finds another tunnel, and that one is just completely blocked off. So, all right.
No going back. You got to go forward through the man.
You got to go through it. What's up?
That's the thing. She can't go back. She has to push through these men. Her only path is forward through dealing with these toxic men.
She didn't give this tunnel guy a chance, really, though. Although he was running at her, and that's weird.
He could have just been like he was a jogger that was just coming around. That's his normal.
Well, no, you watch him stand up. He had been sitting there.
He took a rest in the shade. Jogging gets hot.
Word.
But he could have gone back at her, and he didn't.
I definitely would. Can elephants jump?
No, they're the only animal that can't.
Do they not have knees?
Yeah, that's what it is.
He said elephants couldn't jump, and I wasn't going to look it up.
Well, no, her friend said that.
Yeah. Wait, no, did her friend say it? Maybe.
Her friend said that.
Oh, okay. Well, look, this movie had a chance to do the funniest thing ever, and it failed.
Which was?
So, before she goes on her walk and stuff, Jeffrey gives her a tour of the house.
Yeah.
And gives her this sick-ass, like, big iron key. It's like, this is a key to the door. It's only one of them. Don't lose it. How the fuck are you going to lose that thing? Plus, looking at that key, I'm pretty sure a butter knife would unlock the front door. But then she gets on the phone with her friend, and then her friend's like, give me a tour of the house. The movie should have taken us through the house again, the exact same tour, like right after fucking doing it the first time.
Is that what you wanted?
That's what I wanted.
It would have been torture, and it would have been hilarious. And it had a chance.
We can do that in our spoof movie, Man.
Ryan, what's the significance of the dandelion seed while she's lost in those woods?
I completely forgot about the dandelion seed. Nothing.
But yeah, she's running through the woods, and then there's like just this one dandelion seed that's like hovering right in front of her.
And do you remember like some other dandelion seeds at some point go into the eye of a animal corpse of a dead deer?
Yeah.
And then does anything ever grow out of that, or just rots?
No, it just rots. But then later, the Daniel's dryad, we'll go with his thing because that's fun, fucking does a druid dryad attack of just dandelion seeds blowing in her face. And I'm like, first off, his hands must not be very moist because those things would have been stuck all over his fucking hand. And secondly, it seems like she took damage from it, so I might try that later.
She took damage from it.
To be fair, if I inhaled
she was
some
like
dandelion
stunned,
seeds,
and
I'd
it
be
like put her in like a suggestive trance kind of thing.
suggestive trance. But she climbs out of the forest, goes through some pretty blue flowers. This all means something. Flowers.
Kenny, I know this is weird. This feels really close to being a pretentious movie.
Oh, it is.
But I mean,
but also,
because I don't think a lot of the stuff in here has a specific intended meaning. It is meant to be whatever baggage you've brought is what you're going to get out of it.
I would have been more interested in this if it had been from a female perspective with a female writer and a female director instead of a male.
Not a man telling us how a female should feel about men.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the imagery and whatnot isn't so much down to like the little individual things, so much as just like the color palette of where we're at. I think that's mostly how they're conveying like what we should be feeling or thinking or what she's going through in those scenes. So like focusing on the dandelion seed seems really odd because there wasn't like a real payoff that we could figure out. Also, we could all just be really fucking dumb and they could have played this out perfectly and we just don't know what it means because we're dumb.
This is true. Or it's just imagery to kind of put us in the mindset of where we are now it's fantasy. We're not in. Okay. Or how about this? Green Man exists. He was the naked man at the beginning. And the dandelion seeds have actually messed with her brain, and he is actually being a trickster and messing with her through the entire movie. And it just so happens that she also has some PTSD about her husband committing suicide.
Well, that would be the thing you would definitely prey on if you were a thing like that. But also, it could just be a weird naked squatter that she took a picture of. She's trying to take a picture of this abandoned house. And then naked squatter. But here's the thing. This comes back to the whole, how many times are they actually there? Because later, when she is giving her friend the tour of the house on the video phone, and she has the camera shining outside, she catches a glimpse of the naked squatter, and then it's like, okay, I gotta go. The friend's looking at the phone the entire time getting this tour.
Friend is, you think the camera's faced the other way.
You don't think the camera catches him? Because I was going to say, the friend does not.
I think they're actually very clever about, or not clever, but careful about not.
Okay. I'll buy that. But we did get our first penis there with the naked squatter.
Whew, and what a penis it was.
And we also maybe saw Saruman's tower in a distant shot behind a bridge.
What?
Are you talking about the church steeple? Or?
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Now, this is the wrong message, I think, that she's sending here. She's taking a bath in the big soaking tub.
Yeah.
And then she starts zooming in on the naked guy. I don't want anyone to walk in and think I'm having intimate thoughts about a naked squatter in the woods.
Well, no one would walk in. She's alone.
People be trying to walk into that house all movie.
That is true.
This is true.
Movie they do.
She should know that.
And after her bath, we find out she's a lying bitch.
About what?
She can play piano?
She can play the piano!
Jesus.
He said,
I got that right away.
He said, he asked, oh, do you play the piano? And she says no. And he goes, oh, me neither. And I thought that was a great exchange. Then it turns out she was lying, and that is an impure exchange.
Why do you think she lied?
Because she likes driving men to kill themselves.
She likes making him go crazy. Could also be that she just wants to get him out of there as fast as possible so she can be alone.
Yeah,
that's probably what it actually is. Also, why don't we eat oranges like we eat grapefruits?
That's not an orange.
I know. I said, why don't we eat oranges like we eat a grapefruit?
How do you eat grapefruit?
She cut it in half and then scoop it out. That's what a lot of people do. Why do we peel an orange and not a grapefruit?
I mean, you don't have to. No one's making you do that.
But
over on my side of the pond, we eat them like oranges.
Yeah, that's how I would do it. But every time you see it on like TV or something like that, they're like big breakfast with a fucking thing. They cut it in half and they scoop it out with a spoon. And I'm just like, why? But also, Ryan,
Ha 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 ha.
did Did you catch that reference to subhumanoids from the deep?
I guess not.
When the naked man's outside the window doing the arms.
He's doing the, hey guys, what you doing in there?
That was the exact pose, I'm telling you. And then he got the dick smear all over the glass.
That's classic Roger Corman right there for you.
Oh, man. And then he tries to get in the front door and she shuts it, and then he puts his dick in the mail slot.
No, he does not.
No, that's a Family Guy skit. You're getting your stuff confused.
But somebody would have.
What do you mean somebody would have? Well, okay,
and then we get a flashback.
Somebody would have. Yeah, you're right.
Every time something traumatic happens, we get a flashback to more of that day. Because I'm thinking all this flashback with her husband is all the same day.
Yes.
And we find out she is trying to leave him. He doesn't threaten to kill himself. He says, I will kill myself if you divorce me. And a little bit more goes on. And now in this flashback, he actually hits her.
It is a punch.
Oh, he punches, because she's sending text messages to her friend, and he asks to see the rest of them, and he says, "Give me, unlock your phone." And she says, "No, it's my phone." He just, ooh.
Yeah. So now she's like, you know what? I don't even care if you die, because I have a life too. You do whatever you get out of here. Get out of here. And then we cut back, and now we got another character. We got a lady cop.
Okay.
Which I think it would have been funny if they put his face on the lady cop.
They should have.
It should have been one of the lady cops from Hot Fuzz.
I also was thinking that.
That would have been amazing. So, because the lady cop does not have Rory's face, and it also does not have the face of her friend, this makes me think that the rest of the people she interacts with in the movie are actually there at some points. But she's just superimposing Rory's face on all the men up to a point, or the Green Man is doing it for her.
I think Green Man doing it.
I like Green Man as trickster.
I think I want to live in a world where I believe that's what was happening, but I really think she is just mentally broken and she is doing all this. I don't think there's anything.
But
actually,
at the end, there's a blood trail.
However,
but also, I think she crashed her car.
Yes.
Yeah.
She crashed her car. Also, we see the blood trail. We see the blood on her. It's not clear. A couple things not clear to me from the friend's point of view. One of them, I don't know that the friend ever sees the naked guy, even though she sends her a picture of him next to the house. I think it's possible that the friend is responding to the house in her text back. Second, we don't know that she sees the blood trail in the doorway.
Well, I think from where it's
she definitely sees the open door.
Okay, maybe, yeah.
And then,
also, the blood
we
trail.
See the blood trail.
How do we know that she didn't, in her mental state, kill Jeffrey?
Kill sweet baby Jeffrey?
I kind of, in my headcanon, she has. She ran him over.
Yeah, so that's...
And then...
Because it shows
and then
him getting hit by a
dragged him
car.
through the house?
Yeah, and then part of her guilt has, instead of him driving the car into the side of the wall, it's her, but she's imagining it as him to lessen her own guilt in having killed.
Well, here's the thing
Joffrey.
about that. The thing about women can't drive, so that wouldn't have happened.
That's fair.
Well, they just can't drive well, and that's why she crashed her car into a person and the wall.
Oh, so who's more of a monster, you or me, in this scenario? For what I said or for what you said?
I'll go ahead and take the crown. It's all her fault. No matter what happens, she shouldn't.
What?
She forced her husband. She should have just stayed with her husband so he'd stay alive.
She didn't give him a chance to apologize. Yeah,
she should have slept with Jeffrey first night.
Not even night. Right there. Before he even handed the key over. She should have been like, you know what else this is a key to? My crotch.
Yeah, this whole movie is really just a statement saying why women can't be presidents.
Well,
they're too emotional.
It's British, so they don't have a president. They got a prime minister.
I didn't vote for a prime minister.
Well, no, because that's a different country, and generally you don't vote in other country elections, do you?
Sometimes it's a mail-in ballot.
So I figured out that all of these people were supposed to be representation of her dead husband James. The moment when I think it's the Green Man sticks his hand through the mail slot, and then it gets she sticks it with a knife, and then he pulls it
injuries
back.
are the same.
So brutal.
And then I'm like, oh, okay. So all of these representations are now supposed to be are your dead husband. Did you guys make that connection before then, or same time?
I made it with the hand.
I didn't make it until I made it with the hand.
How does that even make you think it's still the dead husband?
Because it has it's the same injury.
The injuries are the same.
Oh, yeah, because you see him land on the fence. That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's just fucking weird, because this whole thing could also just be her husband haunting her, but why the fuck would he haunt her with someone else's face? And then in the end be like, sitting on the couch, yes, me.
I did all the poops.
I did this birthing thing. You like that? This is how many layers deep I was into this fucking setup. It's a long con.
Well, I think that's like saying men are like onions. You know, you gotta peel every layer is a little bit different.
You gotta
and
birth
a little
new
bit
man
more
out
stickier.
of your taint vagina. You gotta birth a man out of your back vagina. You gotta birth a man out of your head vagina.
I will say this is something
I've never seen before.
Yes, that I had never seen before. Not only have I never seen this before, I have never even conceived.
I never want to see it again. Oh, I know you conceived it because you watched Junior.
No. Junior, I think, was a cesarean.
Oh, yeah, they had
that
to have
Arnold?
but you had to have, yeah, that's the Arnold one, but you had to have thought, how would he give natural birth?
No.
And obviously through his taint.
Well, yeah.
Well, no, because that...
Or gooch, if you will.
I just thought that'd be cesarean, yeah.
Yeah. Look, we're bouncing all over the place.
He
There's so
gave
many
birth
weird...
to his own twin. I can't believe the baby was Danny DeVito.
That's... I can. Totally can. She goes to the church at one point. She has a little scream out sesh on the inside by herself. She goes outside and we get this creepy kid in a creepy fucking mask. And I'm like, that could have been like an alternative mask for, Don't Look Back?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I could have seen it like that. And then the kid's talking. I'm like, this is so weird. And he takes the mask off and it's Jeffrey's face. And I'm like, okay, put the mask back on. That's even weirder. And this kid's like, hey, random lady, play hide and seek? Play a game?
Play a game with me?
Oh, I don't know how to... I'm good at seeking. All you gotta do is hide. Like, it's just hide and seek, you cunt. Okay, they don't say cunt in this movie, but I feel like they want to, and they just didn't.
I don't know that they even wanted to.
Oh,
I think you want to.
It makes me feel weird, but I like hearing them say it, because it's like, you can say it, but it doesn't feel like wrong when you say it.
Yeah.
That's the only word. I could say any other word.
Oh,
for
yeah,
the most
any
part.
other word?
Yeah.
Any
For the
other
most
word?
part. For the most part. But
Dude, I can think of some. I can think of some you shouldn't.
Say them.
No, I can think of them.
Oh, okay.
Some gamer words.
So the vicar comes out, and it's his face with this great, glorious, flowing hair. And I'm like, if the vicar's real, I want to know what he really looks like with that hair. Because that's some nice, glorious, like, silver fox hair.
Oh, yeah.
And the kid tells the vicar to fuck off and, like, look, I'm out of here, okay? And the vicar's like, hey, look, I heard you in there screaming. I didn't approach you, but I probably should have, because that's kind of like the only reason I'm here is to, like,
How do they get paid?
People. That little plate they pass around, probably.
Probably.
And then he starts...
You live off that?
I mean, probably. You don't have to pay taxes.
Right, but I can't imagine you pay that much. I don't pay that much taxes, do I?
Okay, sure, but
you're going to jail.
You remember, this is a whole network of. It's a whole network of people.
It's a whole network of pedophiles.
It's a whole network of people who move around pedophile priests. So they've got a lot of resources.
It's just any inappropriate touch, no matter what age, as we see here.
Well, this one's not a pedophile here,
but
so he's trying to comfort her, and he's putting his hand on her leg, which she doesn't recoil from. Like she does. Yeah, so I'm like, that's interesting. So you still trust.
Instantly like, don't do that.
Yeah, that's what I said. So
keep your hands to yourself,
she's
creepo.
telling the story, and then she's like, and he was trying to climb down from the balcony above to get back into our flat, and maybe he slipped. And I'm like, oh, he slipped, huh? This is the only time you hear her try to not say he killed himself.
Oh, not intentional?
Yeah, like maybe he slipped. I'm like, he didn't fucking slip. He was very clear with his intentions. Well, okay, he could have tried to do a more like graceful dive, I guess. Like,
I think if he was going, I think he was trying to get onto the balcony. He was trying to get on. I think because if he was just going to jump off, he just would have gone to the roof instead of going to the apartment above hers.
No, he didn't want to get up to too much speed because he wanted to be able to make eye contact when he fell.
Oh, he wanted to do it right. Okay.
Because she was like, could he see me as he fell?
No.
Could he see me?
No.
And then the vicar goes to her and goes, you must wonder why you drove him to it. And at that point, it's like, and then it's like, and you didn't let him apologize. Men do hit women sometimes.
It happens,
it's not
sometimes.
Nice,
sometimes you gotta slap
capital.
a bitch.
It's not a capital offense. Like, it's fine. You should have let him apologize. So then she tells him to fuck off, which is like 5 minutes after that kid did. Now, did you guys see what he did with his hand after she got up?
No.
Okay, so he put it where she was sitting, and his fingernail on his index finger is longer than the fingernails on his other fingers. What that mean, Ryan?
No, that's not... I mean, half of that's right.
Wait, what? Okay, I think I do have a memory of him, like, feeling the warmth.
The warm butt thing, but he does subtly take his finger in that warm butt area and dips it down into the crack of the bench right underneath where her butt was. And I was like, if that's not on purpose, like to be like a
that's on porpoise.
Porpoise. I'm
That's
like, that whole thing made me so uncomfortable.
I was too busy looking at the different lengths of the fingernails.
Well, you know what we would say that it was about if, like, we were talking about lesbians, because we had that conversation.
Right,
that
and also I learned that back in the day you would keep one of your fingernails longer so that
for your drugs,
so you could do a line off of it.
Cocaine.
That was always the pinky nail, I thought, because it was
fancy.
It's
the pinky, but this is the index.
He does a lot of drugs. We have a lot of insight into things that we know nothing about. And this is where we got that weird eyeless deer. And then we got the green man scarring himself up in a weird room because he's been released and he's just shoving leaves into his flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's packing.
And then we get her going to the bar and Jeffrey forces her to let him buy her a drink. And this makes his little, seems you don't have legal tender here. She leaves the bar once the cop tells her, like, yeah, we had to let him go. And she's like, he stalked me from the thing. And the cop's like, well, if you see him again, give us a call. And she leaves, and all the men are like,
I don't even know if he saw you.
Yeah, he didn't even see you. Like, followed me out of the woods, man. And then she goes running back home, and Naked Man's back in the cemetery.
What's he doing?
Out from behind a tree. Peeping?
He's peeking. Now, I got a note here. Did they say something funny? Because I spelled it Haytch.
H?
What is that word?
H. Oh, she says H, but then she says H. That's what it is.
That's what they do.
H.
She also said care.
Get in the car.
Get in the carriage. The carriage.
So that's how I was trying to spell how they say H. But then she gets home and she's trying to call her friend and say, hey, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm tired of this. And her friend's like, no, you stay. You're not going to let men ruin this for you. I'm going to come out there. She keeps trying to give her friend the address. And Spookums keeps killing the phone. So then she texts the address, but then the bad guys text back and say, we know where you are, bitch.
I like this.
Freddy Krueger now?
Pretty much.
Well, no, because remember, the kid called her a stupid bitch, and then the text message said stupid bitch.
Yeah, it was the kid.
Right.
Because only kids know how to use phones.
Yep.
And then she goes outside, and we see a ninja cop, because he's there, and the light flickers, and he's gone. And then I was like, you shouldn't have eaten that fruit. You never eat fruit. And then we get the running man again, and then we get another dick put in the mail slot.
Word.
But also, this is the part where I'm like, it's weird, though, that this face, again, she's seeing his face on everyone, but she never acknowledges it, unless she's just like Ryan and doesn't realize it, that
she's
it's
like
his
Ryan.
same face. So is this just for us, the audience?
I'm choosing to believe that she's like Ryan.
Like, she's just not acknowledging it?
No, that she doesn't notice.
That she just doesn't notice it.
Okay, so we could say, what is the symbolism of this? What does this represent?
So what I think it is
all men
that
are the same?
all men are the same.
Like, all...
But Jeffrey was a good dude-ish.
Right, and she's just choosing Jeffrey because he was the first one out
first
here.
One she's seen there.
But otherwise, so...
But how do you not acknowledge that? Even if I'm having a mental breakdown, but I'm still functioning as much as she is, I would think I would be...
What would that dialogue be like? It'd be super clumsy. Be like, your face is on his face. Why'd that be?
Yeah. I would just start taking pictures of everyone and then be like, okay, which one of these is you? but then they'd also look like the same face. Ha ha ha. Ooh, the echo though. It's the male face echoing in her brain. I don't know. Look, need to fix these damn lights. There's an intruder in the house. Jeffrey's there. And he's like, well, I heard you scream, and I felt bad after you left the bar. So, look, it's just this poor bird. Look away, ma'am. He just fucking, like the mom in the hatching, just snaps its neck. It's like, it is a broken wing. There's nothing we could do.
Even though the last movie we watched, she fixed it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, this bird, the bird was like, I'm fine. I just sprained it.
It's just a sprain.
And then, and then Dick Man strikes again. And it's like, that's his actual dick. He hangs serious dong. And this is where he does the seed blast that knocks her out. And then we got her screaming. And I'm like, she opens her mouth real big. Like, if I do that, my jaw hurts.
She opens it like a snake.
Kind of. And then they keep showing the flash into that weird carving thing. And Ryan tells me I should have known why. Is Green Man? Those are carvings, like representations of the Green Man?
Yeah, the
it
male
looked like
face
just
is
like pagan symbols to me.
Yeah, pagan symbols. One of them had boobs.
Okay, so that one
and a vagine.
That was something else I had to look up.
That's
what
like a fertility thing.
But it's also fertility, like a goddess of fertility, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's neat.
So then we get to we're starting to get to some really fucking freaky shit. So we get the arm that goes back through the male slot, and I go, those male slots aren't that big. You can't get your arm that far in. But then we find out that's the kid's arm, so okay. She does the knife stab through his arm, and you see the knife about to poke through the other side of the skin, and it's all elastic and pokey. And it's like, oh, that's so good. Then it gets all the way through, and it's like, ah, shit. You're trapped now. Can't get your arm out. And he just
that's what you think.
Pulls the arm straight back, and the knife is going through the arm like a really dense like cake with a lot of fondant on it. And just right through the fucking hand, splits it in half. There's a lot of bones and stuff in there. That really shouldn't be that easy. And then now we got the kids in the kitchen with the man face and the
someone's in
arm.
The kitchen with Birdie. Someone's in the kitchen with Bird.
Is on the counter with the mask the kid was wearing earlier, and I didn't like that. And then the kid's like, you really hurt me, as his arm is split in fucking half. Like a hot dog bun. And I'm like, what? No, what do you mean you really hurt me? You should be like in shock. Or like, sounds like you're not real, man. You're not real. And he's like, what are you going to do? Hurt me again? And I'm like, oh, the domestic.
What?
Like, is this your way of winning me back? By beating me up?
Pow! Right in the kisser.
So at that point, is the little boy her in the moment that she got hit by her husband?
No,
I don't know what the little boy is supposed to... I think... I don't know. I have no idea what the little boy is supposed to represent.
You're so mean. Chase me. I don't think he said chase me. I said chase me.
He wants to play hide and seek.
Is it just like the childish desires of James? His childish whims that she was supposed to go along with and just do for him? It's just taken up to 11 in this childish form.
Yeah. Because all of these things are...
That's what the fight was in the apartment was actually about. He wanted to play hide and seek with her, and she said no.
She said no. And he came back with peekaboo, and she still said no. And you know what you got to do? No. You got to do a kapow right to the kisser.
Once you realize all of these people she's interacting in are the different like manifestations of James in that day, like him going through all his roller coaster of emotions, it starts to make more sense.
It's not. I'm gonna fine tune that just a little bit. I'm gonna tweak your nip just a little bit. It's not the representation of James. It's
men.
It's her perception of James. So none of these.
Well, that all depends.
If it's really him haunting her, then yes. I don't think that's it. I think this is all her coming out of her.
Yeah.
So each one of these entities is her viewpoint of the negative aspects of James
and how she felt about he was
on that day.
In each of those things.
So if like a normal boring person had come across the spirit creature thing, he would have nothing to work with.
Oh my god, I'd have so much fun with the Green Man.
He'd be like, I guess you're afraid of people throwing you in TVs. I guess I could do something with this. I don't.
Here comes another car.
Here comes another car.
Oh dear. Yeah, I guess depending on what the actual haunting is will change what is going on specifically with there. But again, yeah, once you realize that's what's going on, it kind of, you take it all back to these flashbacks, and it's like, okay, you see all these different stages of dealing with this that they're both going through. And so then what's the vicar, though? The vicar is the judgment? Like, okay, look, like, when did you lose your virginity? What was that about?
That's some weird psychosexual bullshit that I don't actually think had anything to do with James. The vicar, I think, is supposed to be...
I think that was the vicar himself.
The vicar actually showed... Well, the earlier confrontation with the vicar where he talks about, you know, men hit women sometimes. It's not a capital offense. You didn't let him apologize. Like, right. That's his apology session there. Like, I'm sorry, you know, like, you know, that's pretty on the nose.
That's guilt about how she could have... thinking how she could have handled the situation differently so that she wouldn't have made him jump off the building.
Right. And then she gets the knife out.
Right. Pushed him off.
Yeah, she could have. She should have karate kicked him right off, yeah.
Fucking Sparta kicked him off the balcony.
Patrick Swayze roundhouse kick to the head. Bam!
Yeah, when he was falling outside her window, she should have ran over there really quick and punched him as he was going down.
Gotcha.
One last fuck you. She gets the knife up to the vicar, and he's like, just the tip?
This was very sexual.
So it gets, we've gone into full all around fuckery now. Like, this is when it's amped up, and I know what's coming here soonish, and I was so excited for Ryan to eventually see this next part. Well, not this, well, upcoming part. But now she's stuck in like a time loop. It's like she's playing PT. She keeps trying to like leave the house, but keeps coming back into the hallway. Like, she gets all the way out to like the car, and then comes back to the hallway. But then eventually she does finally get into the fucking car. And then she runs over Jeffrey. Now, this is the part where I'm thinking, she ran over Jeffrey. It wasn't Jeffrey in the car. And her resetting back into the house, into the hallway, is her mind wiping, saying, I didn't do that. Back up. This is what happened. I didn't do that.
I think real Jeffrey came to the house at one point when she was screaming, and the interaction with her and the broken window and the bird actually happened. And yes. I think she actually, yeah, I'm all 100% with you. She hit him with her car.
She hit him with the car. So after she ran his ass over, and he's like, give me 5 stars, Mrs. Marlowe. Give me 5 stars on the rental. Then she's sitting there staring out at the night, and it's a nice night sky shot.
Oh my god, those stars.
Pretty ass fucking stars.
You can get those stars in the country, you know.
Oh, I know.
No, those are probably fake. I need an astronomer to tell me if those are real Earth
fake.
stars.
No, they're not. Or they're real, and the alignment has actual some kind of meaning that we're unaware of. I doubt it, though.
So after she hits him with the car, we cut back to him screaming behind the wheel of the car, which was hilarious.
What was he screaming?
Like, he was just going, ah!
It was funny.
But in a very British manner that could not be taken seriously.
He's basically playing Pac-Man with her. He's trying to catch a ghost, only the Pac-Man is car and she's the ghost. It's quite good.
He crashes it, and then something else happens, and then Green Man shows up, and at this point he's got so much shit put into his skin, like he's going to be very hard for the Predator to hunt down when he shows up, because he's
that's true.
Oh yeah,
covered.
He's yeah.
More dick, lots of dick. He comes over, I think he bows down at her, like worships her. And that's the point where I'm like, okay, here we fucking go. Ryan, do you want to break down this scene?
I was confused at first.
What's confusing about it?
I wasn't, because I see this green man bow, but then I see this green man's stomach start becoming like distended, getting bloated, and I'm like, well, that's okay. Something's gonna... we're gonna have like an alien effect, and his stomach's gonna split open and something's gonna come out of it, but that's not what happens. He just leans back into childbearing pose. I'm like, okay, I've seen this before. Where are we going? Okay, there's a vagina forming in his taint. Well, you don't see that every day.
I don't see that every day.
Oh no, you're birthing. What?
And they zoom in on that. You see. This has got to be like one of the most graphic
Someone had to draw
vagina scenes.
I feel like that's a prosthetic. That's too good to be CGI.
Oh, so they made a practical prosthetic.
They made a couch for him to crawl out of.
That he crawled out of.
Yeah, they gave him a couch like Danny DeVito. No, I'd say Danny DeVito, except that's funny. I'd say.
You're gonna say Jim Carrey because that's
Ventura,
not funny, even though it is really fucking funny.
Still funny. That's
I
still
was gonna say
funny.
that's classy. And this one, this one is medical,
real, baby.
medical.
This
is like. Yeah, like, oh no, I know what this is. Yeah, I've seen this.
And they made sure everything down there was smooth, so you've seen all the intricate details.
It's not smooth, there's hair.
Is it? I just remember being like, I see everything. And I'm trying to think if there's been a movie where they actually showed like a head crowning before, and I think there has, but I cannot, for the life of me, remember what it was, but I remember it being, as a man, uncomfortable. Even though it's perfectly natural.
A Serbian story?
We don't talk about the Serbian film.
Okay. Oh, Serbian film. We don't talk.
We're not doing that.
No, I mean, I haven't watched it. I'm just, I guess I have seen the clip of that crowning scene.
I've listened to Horror Etc. talk about it.
Yeah,
I've listened to Horror Etc. talk about it, and I know I don't need to. I don't need to.
We don't need to. That's a no-go.
That's the only other crowning and a like prosthetic crowning I could think of off the top of my head. Ha!
Okay, keep going down this scene for us, Ryan.
Okay, so Green Man gives birth to... Oh, God, who does he give birth to? Is it Jeffrey? No.
Well, they're all Jeffrey, kind of.
They are all Jeffrey. I can't really remember the order, but each one of them is giving birth to one of the men that Harper has been interacting with in this movie. And at first, she seems a little bit horrified about what's happening. But after each birth, and each one's coming closer and closer into the house, after a while...
she gets confused, bored.
It's confused, bored, indifferent.
Yeah.
And it's just
walks away.
You're just going to keep... All right, yeah, what's the next one?
Turns her back on it. She doesn't even watch the last one.
Right. She's just like, I know what's coming. And I'm like, this feels like some kind of statement about abuse, where either you become numb to it or something in the cycle.
There's another thing about that added on to my level of uncomfortableness is we're seeing all the dong flop out from all these newborns.
Sure.
One of them's the little boy.
Little boy.
You don't see little boy's dong.
Little boy.
You see little boy's dong.
You don't see little boy's dong.
Little boy. Little fake boy. You don't exist.
And I'm like, I just don't. I don't like that.
Oh, do you turn away at the Nirvana cover? Huh?
No, that's a baby. You got to find that fine line.
He'll look at baby dick all day.
And he sued them, so, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Probably should have sued your parents for letting them do that.
It was the Revenge of the Sith childbirth scene.
I'm sorry, Revenge of the Sith?
You do not see what?
You don't.
I
don't remember what it was.
We did see Leia. We saw Leia naked, though. We did see that.
Oh, that's technically true.
So yeah, we got vaginas on men, but some of them are in the taint area, the gooch, but some of them are on their back. So
one's on the head.
One's on so it's just like different parts where all these representations of James are birthing each other out until we get to James just coming out. And so it's basically like a Russian doll where you take one out, then you take the next one out, you take the next one out, and then you go, oh, okay, here's the actual seed of what's going on. Hi, James. And he's like, hi.
Hey.
I'm going to sit on your couch even though I'm kind of goopy.
Well, it's not her couch.
She ain't getting her deposit back.
She ain't. Well, she killed Jeffrey.
Although the lighting is now matching or getting closer to what the lighting was in her apartment.
Yes. And she has a conversation with him, he's still kind of dickish. She's like, yeah, I'm here to haunt you. What do you want, James? Your love. She's like, yeah, I'm going to go get this axe.
It's like right there by the fireplace and says, cute little axe. And I'm like, you about to go hack these like dudes up? Like, nope, I'm done with this. Like, no more little Jeffreys birthing all over my floor.
Stop birthing in my house.
I would say it does seem a bit, I don't want to say masculine. I don't want to say man. Strangely violent that if this is what happened, that the conclusion to her trauma would be her taking an axe and enacting violence on the memory of her dead husband. That seems weird. That seems off to me.
Well, it doesn't show her doing that.
It does not. And so that's right. So how does she resolve that? Does she just go, mwah, mwah, mwah?
No. I think she just ignores him.
Ignore it and it'll go away?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good message for mental health issues.
Ignore it. Bury it deep down. Deep down.
Well,
pick your favorite hedge.
Okay.
Stick it in the middle like a minotaur.
So what she needs to do is pick James up, shove him back in the guy he crawled out of, then you shove that guy back in the guy he crawled out of.
I'm with you.
Okay, first off, one of them came out feet first. I don't think that's a good birth. I think it's just to come head first.
That's a breach. That's no good, baby.
James comes out, and I'm like, well, we get a new dick now, and James' booty be popping. We need to respect.
Yeah.
Man does some squats or something. I was like, nice little bubble butt there, James. But, like, I think it would have been hilarious is when he comes out, she just goes, what do you want, James? But she did basically say that, and he's like, your love?
I am Ron Burgundy?
I'm Ron Burgundy? He's still like, you didn't let me apologize. He's still a dick. I forget exactly what he says in the scene, but he's still basically like, yeah, you did this to me.
You did this.
But like, if he's sitting there at this point, she's still taking the you did this to me, like, talk from him. Like, has she moved past this? Because when we see the last shot of her sitting there when her friend shows up, she's like happily sitting outside. Is she just broken, or has she moved past this?
I think when you see her outside, she's come to terms and moved past.
Even though literally the last thing she does is her husband, they're still griefing her on it, but she just didn't care. That's her.
Yeah, she doesn't
I don't
care
anymore. Perfect. Okay.
I don't care anymore.
Either she hacks him up, or she says, I do love you, but we still have to break up.
Because you're dead, and I'm not into ghosties.
Because you're dead.
We said till death do us part. You agreed. He talked about those wedding promises, and that was one of them.
Oh my god. Okay.
We stood in a church.
Oh, Jesus. The things people say.
It's all about men and women's feeling don't matter. And I'm glad the movie got that message out. So now we all know.
Her friend shows up at the very end. Her friend is pregnant.
Her pregnant friend.
Her pregnant friend. I'm sure that's supposed to mean something.
I think...
I don't think it does.
I think her friend hates men because her man has left her.
I didn't see a wedding ring. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean there's not a man in the picture.
But, like, we never see a man on any of the phone calls. She didn't bring the man.
Well, that's because that's not what the point of this movie is.
I want to see men, is what I'm saying.
Always want to see men.
I mean, Chippendale, I'm sure, is around. Knocked Up. The perfect pairing to the movie Men.
Knocked Up was the movie where they showed the crowning.
Oh, okay.
Baby. As part of a comedy gag where someone walks in and freaks out and leaves. It's like, I never should have gone in there. Okay, so Men. Did you guys like it?
It's worth watching for the birthing alone.
And that's kind of our argument for making Ryan watch it in the first place, was that scene pretty much, right, Daniel?
Yeah. I think this is his weakest movie.
But yeah, I was going to talk about Alex Garland here in a sec.
Oh, he has more?
Oh, yes.
But not his weakest thing.
I think this movie needed to... I don't know what this movie needed to do. Did I like it? It's not a bad movie, right? This wasn't bad, right?
No, it's not bad.
It's not bad. Validate me. It wasn't bad, right? I need the validation of other men.
It's very well shot. There's very artistic things happening.
It's one of the closer things to art that we'll ever watch.
That's true.
Which isn't necessarily most of our wheelhouses.
I love art films. Name an art film. I've seen it.
Grace.
But I
No.
You didn't see the zombie movie, baby? Zombie baby.
Wait, what movie?
No, you just called him baby.
What
you
movie?
didn't see the zombie movie, baby.
I was going to say
Grace.
No, I haven't seen. No.
It's on the shelf in the basement that you can't get to.
That's artsy.
Grace was good.
Grace was good, but very much an art film. This is an
Twin
art
Peaks, film. The last season of Twin Peaks is very artsy.
Oh, no. That's Twin Peaks. That's just David Lynch.
David Lynch is very fucking artsy.
Yeah, I'll do David Lynch.
I bet
I know
you
you will. This gets a 6.1 out of 10.
Sure.
But also people tend to give high ratings to things they don't understand when it comes to art because they want to feel like they understand art.
In that case, I'll give this a 10.
I was to say, I'm not going to claim to understand this, but I enjoyed trying to understand this. I loved the visuals of the movie, the way it was shot. Like, the scenery was nice.
Yeah.
The acting, the performances in this were pretty good all
So
around.
good, Ryan couldn't tell it was the same guy.
Ryan couldn't tell it's the same guy. Ryan's got that face blindness disease. This, however, is of the 3 feature-length movies.
Is it his lowest rated one?
Of the movies? Let me see.
Of the ones he's directed?
Yeah. Yes. So this is 6.1. Your favorite is 6.8.
That's an assumption you're making.
It is.
You're
and
not
my
wrong.
favorite
You're
is
not
7.7. Daniel and I will disagree about the best Alex Garland directed film. He's going to say Annihilation. I'm going to say Ex Machina.
I'm going to say I've seen neither of those, but I have read the Annihilation trilogy way before it was ever a movie.
It's not like that.
Yeah, I heard it's quite a bit different.
Yeah, because for the movie, he didn't reread the book, and he made the conscious decision to basically do it off what he remembered the book being, so that it would be more dreamlike, ephemeral, and it was a choice.
Interesting.
I think I would agree with that choice because I have the book. If I want the book experience, I read the book. I want someone's cocaine nightmare-fueled dream interpretation.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, he has quite a few writing projects under his belt.
Best thing is Dread. Hands down.
That he wrote? Okay, well, here's some of the things that he wrote. Some of them are classics. So, The Beach.
28 Days.
28 Days Later, which he was a producer on 28 Weeks Later. He wrote Sunshine.
Yeah.
He wrote Enslaved Odyssey to the West, but I don't think that really counts. How many times can we adapt that story and just put it in a different area?
Yeah, it counts.
Yeah. Dread, obviously.
DMC.
He did the DMC. Obviously, the movies he directed, he wrote all those.
Devs.
The rest of the stuff's just small. Like, did you watch Devs? I didn't watch Devs, so I don't.
But he would have an interesting perspective on the subject matter there, since he worked with at that game studio for however long he was there.
Apparently, he's got a script in pre-production for 28 months later, and it says Halo, but I don't know if that's like
that ain't happening.
Halo.
I think they've had so many people write Halo scripts
that it's all just still out there.
Like Guillermo probably has a Halo script.
I'm sure there's a John Carpenter Halo script
Peter
out
Jackson
there somewhere.
Probably has a Halo script.
Now, also, apparently, according to Carl Urban, he says that Alex Garland essentially directed Dread, not the
I had heard that
Travis guy.
In which case, Dread would be his best movie.
Dread is so fucking good.
You're saying this is a poltergeist situation?
It's a poltergeist situation,
oh my word.
But I would definitely recommend watching Annihilation Dread, but Annihilation or Ex Machina. They're more sci-fi. They're 100% more sci-fi. They still have, some themes you can pick up on, but they're also just like, I will rewatch Ex Machina. I'll watch Annihilation again. I've been getting the itch to revisit it and see if I appreciate it more. There are things about it I liked. I saw that one in theaters with Grandma. She did not enjoy that. She liked the bear thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you only need one viewing of this movie to get everything out of it.
I'd agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, that's why we did this for you, Ryan.
I didn't gain anything by watching this a second time.
Okay, yeah,
I didn't want to watch this a second time.
And out of all the A24 movies we've seen, this one is the weirdest, but it's also the one I like the least.
Well, you said you were probably done with them for the year because this broke you on A24, but when you get here, if you haven't watched yet, I am going to show you Everything Everywhere All at Once.
It's not a horror movie, so it's fine.
It's not a horror movie, but it is A24, and it's one of my all-time favorite movies, and it was this 2022 took A24 just catapulted themselves to the top of the if I see their name attached to something, I'm going to at least check it out based on them being attached to it, because they are finding interesting things. They are throwing money behind all these weird things and bringing them to the mass market. I don't know how much their hands are involved in making all of them. It could be from the ground up, but I feel like some of it they're just going out and just acquiring because it's cool. I still need to watch Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I think it was based off a YouTube short. Yeah, Marcel the Shells with Shoes On.
Say that 5 times fast.
It's tough, but it's this adorable, quirky little thing that's probably going to make me cry like Pixar.
You're already crying.
I'm always crying.
It's probably gonna make me cry like Pixar would.
Pixar.
Look, I cried like 3 or 4 times during Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 last night. So, like, I'm ready to cry. Let me cry, damn it.
You can cry.
No one's saying you can't cry.
Let me cry. But all I'm saying is, you see A24, and that tells me I'm in for something. It's not going to be a total waste of my time. There's going to be something I get out. I might never go back to it again, but they've done enough for me to trust them to at least bring something interesting to the table. So in a world where people do get superhero fatigue or just tired of just all the same kind of, formulaic stuff, they're putting out weird shit. I appreciate that.
Agreed. If I see A24 is distributing or producing or whatever attached to it, then it's going to make me watch. I watched this.
Did watch this.
I watched this.
Well, that's because Kenny put it on the schedule, so you had to watch it.
Yeah, but this is coming off of a whole bunch of great coming off of.
We had a couple creature features.
We had Hereditary. We had X. We had the X Pearl. And I'm like,
Pearl.
These are all nice, weird, little, nice, awesome things. And then you did this to me.
That's true.
We did this to you.
I didn't make the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would. I don't know that I would recommend. I don't think I'd recommend this.
Look, if you got a group of open-minded, curious individuals that you want to hear talking out of their ass trying to figure out what's going
my
on,
mind is agape.
You set them down with the group to watch this movie, and if they don't have the attention span to deal with this whole movie, you at least show them the birthing scene.
If they don't have the attention span for a movie, why are they watching a movie?
For this movie, some people have to be actively entertained.
Go watch some TikToks, you fucks. Actively entertained.
I mean, I'd say go watch Sleeping with the Enemy.
What's that?
God, just going through some of the lists of A24 movies that have been
sexy?
just 2022. So
sounds sexy.
Is it?
Sleeping with the Enemy?
Oh yeah, it's super sexy.
Is it?
Bodies, Bodies, Bodies was an A24 movie.
And sexy.
Everything Everywhere All at Once, obviously. Men, like I said, Pearl, X. I haven't seen Lamb yet, but I'm gonna watch Lamb. That looks fucking weird.
Did Lamb off. Lamb?
Did you?
Yeah.
The Green Knight, which if you haven't seen, Ryan,
Green Knight, I fell asleep during, so these are all good.
You can definitely fall asleep to Green Knight. Green Knight's good.
I wasn't having a bad time. No, I wasn't having a bad time with Green Knight. It was just very boring.
it will lull you down. The Lighthouse. Midsummer.
Lighthouse I didn't finish.
Are we doing Midsummer? Is that on the schedule?
Is it on the summer? Or its schedule?
No.
Is it?
No.
It's not.
Go look. I'm going down a list here. The Hole in the Ground was good. I might just try to go through their whole catalog at some point. The Disaster Artist was them. The Killing of the Sacred Deer.
I did not like The Disaster Artist. The book is way better.
Oh my god, Daniel.
A Ghost Story sucks, I'll say that.
Hey,
Blackcoat's Daughter was good.
Off topic a little bit, but I've been watching Ghost Stories, the anime.
Yeah.
With the dubbing?
Of course with the dubbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
it's so good.
It gets to a point, I think it's either episode 7 or episode 8, where I think someone stopped paying attention to what they were actually saying. Like, really what they were saying. But, I mean, it's pretty crazy 1 through 7, but after 8 is when they're just saying the weirdest shit.
I think at that point, it's like, wow, they're really letting us do this.
They haven't stopped us yet.
It's amazing. We should cover that. I'll get my daughter's reaction on it.
I had mine watch it because they got finished watching that Korean anime Haunted House. And I was like, well, this is similar.
Did they love it?
They were enjoying it. Check out more A24 movies.
Check out Ghost Stories.
Check out Ghost Stories.
Check out Ghost Stories. Oh, check out. So if you want more movies...
Muir. Check out the other Alex Garland movies. Muir.
So if you want movies that are weird and this kind of tone, then you just go A24. If you want movies with this subject matter, what would you say?
I know there's examples out there
that Arnold movie.
Sleeping with the Enemy. Junior.
Watch Junior.
What is Sleeping with the Enemy?
Julia Roberts. You got to see this movie, Daniel.
What Lies Beneath?
I've seen that one.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay. Any of those... No, maybe not. I was going to say any of those, like...
Lifetime movies? Yeah, absolutely.
Gone Girl.
Oh, you
Girl.
want movies where it's just men are bad?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of movies. So yeah, Lifetime movies. We could recommend that Lifetime movie that Will Ferrell and
As You Like to Do.
I like to recommend. It's so good, Daniel. A Deadly Adoption
Oh.
with Kristen Wiig. I always blank on her name, and Will Ferrell. Which I don't remember if I've explained this on the pod before.
I feel like you explain it every episode.
I should. It's such a hilarious concept. Ryan, do you recall what this is?
I believe you have two SNL actors who are playing it completely straight-faced in a Lifetime movie of the week.
Yep. And it's glorious.
That's because you talk about it every time.
But it's not as good as...
You also bring this up every time. Go ahead.
I'm trying to remember how the name goes.
The girl in the
house.
The woman in the house.
The house.
In the window.
Across the street from the girl in the window.
The girl in the window. I don't fucking know.
It's so good. It's so good. Any other epiphanies on recommendations for movies like this?
You see, Daniel is doing the sound from the clock that's in our dad's living room.
Really?
Oh yeah, that has haunted me my entire life.
Maybe it's a universal clock sound.
I don't know what the noise is.
It is a pretty. It's the dun 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 dun.
I don't think it is.
Dun, dun, dun. Yep.
And it'd go out in the middle of the night.
I don't think that clock's there anymore. So
that thing was an icon, just like the yellow chairs.
I have the yellow. We have the yellow chairs.
Yeah, we have the yellow chairs.
They're talking about
unless
disease.
Someone's stolen it while we're not there.
Yeah, Ryan, you say if you want just fucked up things, and you said this is something that you don't think you could ever possibly imagined. A movie that we watched back in the college days.
I didn't
the
go
first
to college.
movie that ever made me think I never could have conceived of this, and perhaps there is a problem with too much radiation.
Tokyo Gore Police.
Tokyo Gore Police. And it came up the other day on Twitter. Someone was talking about movies around that time. It's like, yeah, Tokyo Gore Police changed me and everyone around me that watched it.
It's only...
And then we also...
Yeah, you can only see so much of a pissing chair before you question, what is life?
I still think...
So you're saying like 2 nukes weren't enough and we should have finished the job? And
maybe.
when we get when we get to like war crime tribunal, we bring that up as evidence of why it was okay we did what we did.
We should well, I think the issue is the 2 nukes, and then they had that reactor leak for the longest time. And it's just... And then, like, Robo Geisha was still pretty messed up, but not as messed up. But I still can't get over the fact that all that stuff happens, and the only problem I have with that movie is just when the guy cuts his legs off, jabs himself in the... Or his legs get cut off, and he jabs himself in the legs with the serum, and then he starts flying through the air by launching blood out of his leg stumps. And there's no way they can produce blood fast enough to where he doesn't just bleed out after like 2 seconds in the air.
It's this spinal cord's working overtime. I don't know what to tell you, okay?
Insane.
Does the spinal cord make blood?
Does it come out of your bone marrow?
I'm a doctor. Ask me anything.
If you haven't figured out by now, we don't know what we're talking about anything. And a lot of this is probably going to get cut. I don't know,
but I feel like that's wrong.
I don't think we've talked about the movie in 20 minutes.
Blood comes from inside your bones, the bone marrow.
That's what I said, the marrow. I'm a doctor, baby.
It comes from there?
That's how where it's produced, yeah?
It's made there?
It has to be made somewhere, Daniel. You don't have a finite amount of blood.
No, I have a finite amount. I'll run out.
No, you get more, Doc.
If you puncture me, I'll run out.
Yeah, a lot of it's coming from your arms, legs, your back, and your sternum.
Well.
The more you know.
Don't you feel like a man?
Oh, did it feel good mansplaining to me where blood came from?
I think I had
chauvinistic pig.
I did, yeah.
And as always, I've been your horrible host who's overdosed on dick, Kenny.
First of all, you can't overdose on dick. Get that out of the way.
That's not
too much vitamin D, baby.
You know what? It was the special day, and Kenny was always gagging for it on the day, but he found it this time, and now he's overdosed.
There's lots to gag on.
I guess if there's like so many dicks that you can't breathe, right? Then that's an overdose.
There were too many dicks on the dance floor.
If they're like all the way in your windpipe.
Wait, before you guys sign off.
What you got?
I'm thinking of ending things.
Do you need me to draw up a will for you, or what?
Yeah, you should. That's another odd movie from the perspective of a woman who's dealing with a situation that possibly becomes kind of supernatural. Basically, she's going to meet her boyfriend's family finally, but she's also thinking of ending things with her boyfriend, so this whole thing is going to be an awkward thing, and it gets kind of trippy. The book and the movie have different endings, but it's good either way, and this works out perfectly because Jessie Buckley, who plays Harper in this, has a small bit part, like very small bit part in this movie. And it stars pod favorite Toni Collette from Hereditary.
Yeah.
It stars world favorite Jesse Plemons, and there's probably someone else in there, but those two are big names. It's just good. Oliver Platt is a voice in it.
Can I say goodbye now?
Okay, now you can say goodbye.
Okay, I have the same face as Ryan Daniel.
I have the same face as Ryan Daniel.
Does he not get it?
He's stupid.
What?
Just like he didn't notice all the same faces in the movie we watched, he didn't notice that your face was the same as his.
Always has been. Daniel.
Okay. I'm just the echo in the tunnel trying to find my way home, Ryan.
Oh shit.
And we'll see all your gaping holes tomorrow when we watch
that movie.
What do we watch?
Hold on.
I need to know.
Yeah, let's do this.
Now. Men. Come back.
No, we didn't.
No, we just did Men.
We got out of the house. We don't have to come back.
We're doing the sequel to Men. Men's.
Yeah. Tomorrow we are watching Smile.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
That's because we're watching it tomorrow.
Okay.
I promise you, not as heavy, a little more straightforward, some horror. So,
bring your
smile for me.
Bring your jump scare card.
You didn't let me apologize.
It's too late.
Too late to apologize. Bye-bye.